preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio Network.
And it's Christmas Eve in Kanab.
Woohoo!
Just a little bit south of Best Friends Animal Sanctuary, where it snowed a little bit so far this season.
Not a lot.
No, it really hasn't. It's that global warming thing, isn't it?
It has. It's been very warm here.
Maybe there'll be a white Christmas. Probably not here. Hopefully where you are. And to get you in the Christmas mood, we're going to be taking a little look back at 2005, some of the things that touched our hearts so much, some of the things that made news. Of course, we can't forget Katrina.
Oh, no, the worst hurricane ever.
Horrible. And it affected so many people, it affected so many animals at the same time. And unfortunately, many of the animals were separated from their owners, their guardians, which is a sad story. They were actually forced by law enforcement to leave without their animals.
I can't imagine that.
Soledad O'Brien from CNN covered it best. Here are some sounds from Katrina and the rescue efforts.
How many you got, sir?
We got a lot.
A lot? Okay, good. I got a chase truck coming.
What
are we going to do with these guys?
These guys are going to go to... There you go. Easy now. Easy. They're going to go over to our Midway facility. They'll be triaged by some veterinarians. And then from there, they're going to be sent up to Lamar Dixon Gonzalez. That's our main holding spot.
It must break your heart. I mean, obviously you're a dog lover, and you see that. I mean, this animal's cared for. Clearly, he's in good shape.
The problem is he's separated. He's here, and his owners are somewhere else because they're not allowed to be here. We still have people today in their homes that will not leave until their pets go with them. And this is a horrific event. It truly is, for the people and for the animals. Look, there's another guy just running around, looking for his master, just looking for somebody to take care of him.
Look at this little guy.
For every one animal we pick up, we find like 20 more. There you go, big guy. Yo.
Yo.
In New Jersey, it works. There's one over here. Let's see if we can get him. That guy's very skittish. He's a runner.
He won't come.
No. So what we got to do is we got to take our time. We concentrate on spending our time on getting the ones that we can. What's going to happen is a lot of these dogs are going to have to be trapped. Dogs will survive, animals will survive. They hold up actually a little bit better than we do. I think right now we have 3,000 homes to visit.
You have 3,000 people who've called you and they want you to get into their home.
I believe so, yes.
And grab their animals?
Yes, and we have other crews in the city working and doing all of that.
How many crews?
3 other crews, I believe, at this time.
Yeah, but that, 4 crews, 3,000 animals?
It's very tough. Hey, big guy, come here. Give me my leash back. Thank you.
You're busy.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. It is amazing. Every time you look, you think, wow, we picked up the animals on this street, it's looking good. And then you go down the next street and it's just like the same as the first street.
How many animals will you get today, do you think? How many dogs do you get?
I think by 5 o'clock, these 2 vehicles will probably pick up maybe 150. Whether people want to believe it or not, pets are part of the family. They're like sons and daughters. And that's just the way it is.
So many organizations spend so much money going down and rescuing animals from Louisiana and that area down there. And there were some good reunion stories and then some not so great stories. But the most important thing was that we needed to change things. It was on Animal Radio that Senator Tom Lantos announced that things were going to change.
The recent hurricanes have really taught all of us a lesson. As you know, under existing law, in order to qualify for FEMA funding, a city or a state is required to submit a plan detailing their disaster preparedness. But there is not a word about pets. My legislation, which we call the Pets Act, would require that cities or states must prepare plans and submit them to FEMA to take care of their pets and service animals at the time of a natural disaster. This is a totally bipartisan piece of legislation. And of course it's very necessary because the recent hurricanes have shown us that when given a choice between abandoning their pets or their own personal safety, a lot of folks choose not to abandon their pets, as I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I would stay behind with my pet if that's
you
the way it
would
was.
stay behind. I'm delighted to hear that. And it is now clear that we must require citizen states to have a plan to deal with their pet-owning population as a matter of public safety. As a matter of fact, it's not only a question of protecting the animals, but it's quite clear that when pets are abandoned, this can create many serious health problems. So my legislation, which I hope will be passed by the Congress, if not unanimously, close to it.
Well, I don't know who wouldn't.
Well, there are always some people, who have their own reservations, but we have some 360 million pets in the United States. 2/3 of American households have pets. And the legislation is supported by all the animal rights organizations, the Humane Society, the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, Best Friends, Doris Day Animal League. And I fully expect that we'll be celebrating in a few weeks.
I hope
when
so.
the legislation is signed.
I hope so.
Yes,
you
definitely.
are the co-founder of the Friends of Animals Caucus, big animal lover, a lot of animal legislation in your past.
Well, my wife is my inspiration for all of that. She's the patron saint of animals on the Hill.
St. Francis.
Yes.
Okay, you have other legislation that are you still trying to push through for? Are you already pushed through for seniors and allowing them to have animals?
That's right. In subsidized housing, I felt very strongly that to deprive seniors who have really nothing else but their pet, to force them to give up their pet was an outrage. So we succeeded in getting that legislation passed.
Very
I hope
good.
we will succeed again.
Any pets at home?
Oh yes, we sure do. Adorable little dog.
Good. Very
Congressman Tom Lantos, we appreciate everything you do for animals and spending some time with us today on Animal Radio.
Thank you for what you guys are doing. You're doing a great public service.
good. Thank you.
Very much. We're going back to 2005 for the Christmas season. Katrina and how it affected us and all of the things that affected us during 2005 during this Christmas Eve weekend. Still haven't done my Christmas shopping, by the way. I'll be doing that after the show later.
Are you going to do it early this year, huh?
Yeah, getting it done nice and early. Animal Radio is brought to you by Apacatin. Does your cat or dog have chronic kidney disease? Now you can help your pet feel better and live longer with Apacatin, a great tasty nutritional supplement that supports normal kidney function. Ask your veterinarian about Apacatin, the renal function protectant.
Animal Radio is also brought to you by Comfort Zone. Comfort Zone with DAP spray is a perfect companion for walks to the park. Just spray 8 to 10 pumps on a bandana or collar to make your dog feel more secure while visiting new people, animals, or places. Also, it works great just before company arrives. Spray it in his crate or his bandana around his neck, and he'll be more comfortable.
This is Animal Radio
Network.
The Veterinary Minute is brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter. Made from whole kernel corn, World's Best Cat Litter has superior odor control without the use of perfumes and scents, and is clumpable and scoopable. It is also truly septic safe and flushable. Ask your grocer or pet supply store for World's Best Cat Litter.
Well, I guess one of the things that makes us number one, the most listened to animal talk program in America, is that we bring you the news you need for your pets. And we have Dr. Jim Humphreys from the Veterinary News Network on the phone with us. You sent me a letter this morning, Doctor. I was a little concerned about it. I wanted to get you on the air immediately. There's been a recall. Is that correct? Is there an actual recall, or is there? We're not to that stage yet?
Well, what they say on their website is they've halted sales of the food. My guess is it will be a recall. because the affected cases are growing rapidly.
And this is about Diamond Foods. If you feed your pets any Diamond Foods, what's going on, Doc?
Apparently, some batches got contaminated with a fungus, and that fungus, or I guess you could call it, the best way to call it is a fungus. It's called Aspergillus. It produces a toxin when it grows, and then that got incorporated into the ingredients of the food. And this happens to be one of those toxins that's a mean one. Mm-hmm. And when ingested, it will cause liver damage. That's the primary problem.
Is it immediate?
Liver damage. And how, unfortunately, many of these dogs look fine for several days, and they keep getting dose after dose after dose of this food. And then they break with illness, and they have what you would expect in a very severe case of liver disease, yellow eyes, yellow or orange urine. They'll go off their food, they'll start vomiting, and by the time they're at that phase, many of them are dying.
Okay, so at this time, the only food we should be worried about is Diamond Foods. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Diamond Food, and they also come under the name Country Value and Professional brands. They're all made by the Diamond Pet Food Company. You know, this could happen to any pet food company. It's not that they're a bad pet food company. In fact, many breeders and many dog showers, experts, use Diamond Foods because they're good foods. Mm-hmm. This just happened to be a very unfortunate occurrence, and I'm sure they're doing the right thing, investigating and pulling this off the market and so forth. But the news today is if your dog is off of its food, not eating, not looking right, vomiting, and you're feeding Diamond Foods, get to the veterinarian today.
Anyway, yes, it's very important. It's sort of like, it doesn't mean Wendy's is bad just because there's a finger in the chili. That's an isolated incident that could happen to anybody. Same situation here with Diamond Foods. The best thing now is to make sure that your pet is not eating these foods.
You're exactly right. I've even had a couple of my veterinary reporters from around the country call me today, and they have seen these cases in their clinics. A couple of breeders have lost 2 and 3 and 4 of their fancy dogs, so this is something to be taken very seriously.
Is it just dog food, or is it cat food and other pet foods?
So far, no cats are affected. And treatment, there is no specific treatment, by the way. This is a treatment that we use in purely symptomatic, which means we just treat the symptoms. And in liver disease, that's difficult. So this is something, if the dog is a little bit off and that food is being fed, you want to get in and get a liver enzyme test done.
Very good, Doctor. We appreciate you keeping our listeners up to date with the latest information, what's happening, good and bad to our animals. You can get more information about the Veterinary News Network at myvnn.com. And, of course, this story at animalradio.com. Dr. Jim Humphreys on Animal Radio. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Al. Thanks for all you do.
When we continue, we'll be taking a look back to 2005 right here on Animal Radio.
Your cat deserves world's best cat litter. A new breed of cat litter with a level of performance that makes it worthy of the name World's Best. Made from whole kernel corn, it binds odors naturally, resulting in superior odor control without the use of perfumes. It is truly flushable, clumpable, scoopable, biodegradable, and septic safe. You just scoop it and flush it. It's ideal for use in self-cleaning litter boxes. It is also veterinarian recommended and safe for kittens of all ages. Ask for World's Best cat litter at your grocery store, PetSmart, Petco, and anywhere fine pet supplies are sold.
I guess one of the better moments of 2005 was when we heard from Odie, the dog that said, "I love you." It seemed like there was a bunch of letters all of a sudden about talking animals. We also get email here at yourvoice@animalradio.com. We got an email. It was a forward of a real audio clip of a Boston Terrier saying "I love you," and we get stuff like this all the time. And sometimes they say "I love you," and sometimes they don't. And I'm going to actually let you decide whether or not this Boston Terrier is saying "I love you." And by the way, we posted this clip up at animalradio.com, so you can review it over and over. Can we bring the music down a little bit? Good. Here it is. What do you think?
I think he does. I'm sorry. That dog is saying "I love you." It's clear to me.
If you have a talented pet, we'd like to hear from you. We'd like to showcase your pet's talent. Here's some talented pets that I'm not real happy about what they're so talented about. This comes out of the Weekly World News, which is my only reliable source of
If you read it there, it's got to be true.
Yes. What would Smokey say is the title of the article. It's about the cigarette companies, and they have found a brand new untapped market. Your pets.
What?
Faced with dying customers and restrictive laws and lawsuits from smokers who get sick from using their products, cigarette companies have been on the desperate search for new customers.
Oh, my
new customer
gosh.
base. Now they believe they found it. We're targeting pets, says Nicole Graham, a spokeswoman for the Smoking Gun and Alliance of Cigarette Companies. The days of the dog fetching your pipe and the slippers, they're over. It's an exciting new market with no downside, says Graham. Animals like cigarettes. We used to give them to monkeys when we were testing nicotine addiction, and we couldn't keep the little fellows away from the stuff. They got addicted to it, which is kind of sad. Graham listed some of the other advantages of having cats and dogs smoke. Well, pets don't care whether or not cigarettes are bad for them. Hey, this is what they're saying, okay?
Oh, my gosh.
Smokers are tired of being ostracized by the non-smoking community. They would love to have someone non-judgmental to kick back and share a smoke with. Pets don't exhibit, the effects of smoking. The natural dog and cat breath covers smokers' breath, and you don't know if they're just winded or simply panting, really, if your dog or cat is smoking. They also don't go through the annoying agony of trying to quit. Because they have a shorter lifespan. They'll probably die from something other than cancer. Also, pets can't sue. There's a picture here. I'm going to post this picture on the website so you can see this cat with a cigarette in his mouth. It's just not right, folks.
So if you can't smell it on your cat's breath, you know your cat might be a smoker if he coughs up black hairballs and your cat is white. You know your cat might be a smoker if you find cigarette butts in your ashtray and you don't smoke.
This is Animal Radio
Network.
Animal Minute is brought to you by Homeopet Anxiety, the #1 safe natural solution for your pet's anxiety. Visit homeopet.com or call 800-555-4461.
Dogs or cats, horse or emu, animals are people too.
Harriet the tortoise recently celebrated her 175th birthday at an Australian zoo. And just what do you get a 175-year-old tortoise who has everything? How about a pink hibiscus flower cake? Pink flowers wouldn't have worked for her first 100 years when they thought Harriet was a male. She was then called Harry. She's listed in the Guinness World Records as the oldest reptile and is probably the oldest animal of any kind. Zookeeper Richard Jackson said Harriet is doing fine. She likes to get out in the sun, eat some food, and wallow in the mud. Just like many seniors of the human species, this gal shows no signs of slowing down. I'm Britt Savage for Animal Radio. Animals are people too. Animal Radio.
Have you noticed a change in your pet's behavior during thunderstorms, fireworks, or does your pet stress out when you leave the house, suffer fear of travel or motion sickness? If you answered yes, Homeopet Anxiety is the #1 safe natural solution. Easy to administer. Homeopet Anxiety is fast-acting and non-sedating with no known side effects. Ask your veterinarian or local pet health store for Homeopet Anxiety or learn more at homeopet.com or call toll-free at 800-555-4461.
This is Animal Radio
Network.
Talk with Your Animals is brought to you by Get Serious, the only stain remover that truly gets rid of stains and odors. Stop messing around with the others and get serious. Available at PetSmart and online at GetSeriousProducts.com.
Let's talk to Karen. She's got a horse named Jenna.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, you're on the air.
Hello. I have a mare that I saved from the slaughterhouse, and I've been putting some time in on her doing the Prelly levels and stuff, and she's pretty lame in the rear end, and I need your help to let her so she can tell me where she's sore at, if she thinks it's girl problems or if it's muscular or skeletal or what I need to do about it.
Okay, and you said her name is Jetta.
Yes.
And where is she boarded? She's not living there at home with you?
She's at home with me, yes.
She is at home with you?
She is at home, yes.
And how long has she been there?
She's been at my house for 2 years now.
Okay. Well, this is quite interesting because she's waiting to go to what is considered her permanent home. So
She is.
Okay, so you are actually thinking of selling her or something after you get her?
I have a home for her right now.
Okay.
And they're going to be great people, and they've watched me train her and work with her, and but I don't want them to have her until I know for sure what's going on with her so I can tell them so they know what they're getting.
Okay, and she has a question for you. She wants to know why you don't want her.
I do want her. I saved her on purpose because I thought she was better than that, where she was going. But I am planning on doing this with a lot of horses. And so my plan is to get them to a point, and then when it's the right time, the people will show up in my life to take them that are going to love them.
She says, okay, but why is she going to a new home? She can understand maybe you're going to do this with a lot of other horses, but why is she going to a new home?
She is the first one that I picked to do this with. There's not anything that she's done or anything at all. I just want her to have the best life possible with somebody so that I can have room to take in another horse.
So she says, so as long as she's there, you don't have room for anyone else?
Exactly. And it's not her fault.
She gave me a huge sigh, and she told me she was so hoping that she got to stay with you.
Oh, I love her so much. But
she said,
will you let her know that the people that are taking her are my close friends, and they're part of my family, and she's still going to be around. I'm going to see her every week, and she can still come back to my house. But she needs to train. Excuse me. She needs to train the people that are getting her how to take care of a horse.
She said, but she'd still rather stay with you. Is that always going to not be an option?
Maybe she can come back and visit.
She said, but she can't be your horse? She's really wanting to be your horse.
She wants to be my horse, huh? Well, can she tell me what's wrong with her?
She says she thinks she would be amazed at how much better she might get if she were going to be your horse.
I'm amazed. You should see the difference in this horse since I've had her. I mean, she was wild when I got her, and I plan on going to the Pirelli school, and I can't take a horse that's lame, to be honest with you, and I was going to sell her to my friends as a light riding horse and a possible broodmare if she's really messed up. She used to be raced as a 2-year-old.
Okay, well, she wants to interrupt you here and tell you that she doesn't think she's really messed up, and she doesn't really want to be a broodmare.
Okay.
She'd rather be around someone that's going to love her and take care of her and just do what she calls personal things with her.
Okay. Does she ever want to have babies?
She's not sure about that, but she knows not now. She doesn't want to.
Okay.
So she wants to talk to you more about this.
Okay.
Do you want to... You have my phone number?
I do.
I think that this is going to be a longer conversation for her than we're going to be able to fit in, especially tonight since we're in a shorter show.
Okay.
But do consider she wants to be your horse.
All right. I definitely will.
Okay?
Okay. I thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for your call.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm sure by now you've heard me talk about our studio cats here at Animal Radio. And anyone who has cats knows that they leave those little hairball presents behind for you all over your carpets. You can get the hairballs up, but what do you do about those stains? Well, I tried every product available in the grocery store and nothing worked. I removed the hairballs, but the stains were always left behind. Then I tried Get Serious. Wow, what a difference. Not only did Get Serious remove the new stains, but it removed the old stains too. And if you have those really tough, old, locked-in stains, all you have to do is just warm Get Serious in your microwave before applying. Get Serious not only removes the stains, but it removes odors and pheromones as well, all in under 3 minutes. And it's inexpensive. Get Serious saved my carpets and is personally endorsed by me, Judy, from Animal Radio. You can find Get Serious at PetSmart and in other pet stores all over. Visit their website at GetSeriousProducts.com.
Hi, Hi, this is Anne-Marie Lucas from Animal Precinct and the ASPCA, and when I'm not out busting bad guys for abusing animals, I am home listening to Animal Radio.
1-866-405-8405. That's the number here. We'd love to hear from you on this pre-holiday evening. I've been a good boy. I'm expecting the Christmas tree to be loaded down with... What are you laughing at?
Dream on.
1-866-405-8405. Animalradio.com, by the way, is our website. If you want to ask us a question not on the air, we can understand why you might want to do that. And you can do that at our website. Hi. Hello. Who's this?
Hi. I have a question to you. I have a cat, and for some reason, just started recently, he started pooping next to his litter box.
Pooping next to the litter box. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you done anything like no decline, right? You haven't done any decline?
No.
Okay. Have you changed the litter recently?
Yes.
Okay.
We change it regularly.
Is it a new litter?
No, it's a regular brand that we use.
So it's all the same stuff, and all of a sudden your cat's deciding to go to the bathroom next to the litter box.
Yeah, not anywhere in the house. Not yet so far, but you never know.
Is the litter box covered? Do you have
it's covered.
A lid on it?
Yes.
Okay, what I'm finding out is that sometimes cats, for one reason or another, decide not to go inside a covered litter box.
And it could be as simple as they're scared to be enclosed within a litter box.
Oh, kind of claustrophobia or something?
Well,
something like that.
It's like there's only one way in and one way out. So they fear that they will get trapped.
And by the way, my cat is kind of like 15 or 16 pounds. So,
wow.
It might be claustrophobic for him. But a lot of times if your cat even looks out the window and sees another cat in the neighborhood, he becomes fearful. And he, all of a sudden, a lot of times they won't go into a closed litter box because he's afraid that other cat's out there somewhere. And there's
there are no cats. We live in a condominium, and it's 3-story, and no cats are walking around.
Okay.
What I would suggest, let's just try this out. Go ahead, change the litter, and take the top off and see if the behavior changes. If he or she is still doing it, give us a call back. We'll try to figure it out. Or it might be time for you to check it out with a vet. But I think that might solve the problem for right now.
So change the litter and take the box off.
Just take the top.
Cover.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
What's your cat's name?
Marquise.
What is it?
Marquise. It's Russian royal name, royal title.
Hey, do you mind if we send your cat some toys?
Oh, no, not at all. He loves toys.
Okay, we're going to do that. We'll send him...
You know what he does with me?
What?
I'm a kickboxer.
Yes.
So whenever I come from the training, he stands on his back paws and starts throwing left and right hooks to my arm.
Oh, my gosh. How neat.
Kind of double training, I can have a workout at the gym, and then I come home and he does it to me.
Oh, that's great. Well, hold on. We don't have any boxing gloves, but we'll hook your cat up with some catnip and some comfort zone. Hold on
thanks,
a second.
I appreciate it.
Hold on.
Thanks.
Always good to hear from you.
Yes.
By the way, our phones are open all week long. And even on Christmas, 1-866-405-8405. What a sad life we have.
This is the only life we have.
Well, we love the animals, and we hope you love the animals, too. We ask you that if you do get an animal this week, please spay or
neuter. And if you're not sure which one,
ask your doctor.
He'll figure it out for you.
And if you're going to get an animal, if you want a specific breed, you can actually go online to a breed rescue instead of going to a breeder. They generally tend to be puppy mills, those breeders, and they're not a good place to get your animals from. If you get a cat, please don't declaw. Declawing is like an amputation up to the first knuckle, second knuckle. It's not very good.
It's like taking your finger off.
And there are lots of other alternatives. Coming up in the next hour on our full-time channel, the Animal Channel.
I like that word.
At animalradio.com, Bob Barker, and our visit from him, Doris Day, Mike Arms. That's at animalradio.com. Otherwise, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, and we'll see you next week on New Year's Eve right here on this fine station for more Animal Radio. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
This is Animal Radio
Network.